Gaming Morning Show.
Tell your friends, tell your mom, Gaming Morning Show is on.
Wait,
Austin, your mom is here?
No.
Why did I look over where Bob is?
Austin, your mom is here?
Is she over there?
I sure hope not.
Is she in the box?
Whoa.
I haven't seen her in like 2 days.
Get out of here, Beelin. I just got the new marble tile installed and you'll mess up the grout. Besides, like our friend Oh Guitar Boy said,
Sorry, KK.
it's time for the clinically acclaimed Gaming Morning Show. Or should I say, award-winning.
And we have a clip of the year, friends. It is the Lost City of D live.
Glad we won.
Woo! Burp, burp, burp.
Kiki Low is in search of something.
I need a D that works.
There's the D. Searching in the universe because the D is currently broken.
Gaming Morning Show won clip of the year.
Oh my gosh.
But don't you dare expect to put that Chris Emye Memorial Clip of the Year trophy in this
I
box.
probably should have prepared something more special.
I'm getting the walls repainted soon. Now where to put the chandelier or the bearskin rug? Oh, and the piano, can't forget that.
Maybe there is somebody in the world that can help her. Maybe somebody who sings a song.
6 to 9 a.m. Pacific. If you wanna get specific, I couldn't imagine any other place to go than to start the day with the Gaming Morning Show.
Morning, gamer! It's Gaming Morning Show, and it is the Thursday edition, February 10th, 2022. Thanks for being with us wherever you may be. I am Hefty Goof, and that is Kim Chica. Good morning to you, Kim Chica. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. I got my water. I'm hydrated. This is much earlier than I normally broadcast, but I'm feeling wide awake and excited.
I don't
Thanks for
have.
having me here.
Yeah, it's our pleasure. I don't have any like unique 5 a.m. vocal warm-up exercises or anything like that. For some reason, this thing has just always worked when I show up at 5. So
Yeah.
hopefully that'll be the case for you as well.
Yeah, I feel like you wake up primed and ready to go for the world.
It is bizarre because it doesn't make any sense to me, because I remember like high school, right? I was that person
Right.
going to sleep at 3 in the morning and waking up at noon and just being fine with that kind of schedule. I don't know why it took me so long into adulthood to not realize that I was not an evening person. Like the 4:45 a.m. is my time to shine.
Oh my gosh. You know, and I feel like I'm the opposite, whereas I still get up absurdly early in the morning, but I'm more and more thinking I might not be the morning person I once was. Age is starting to catch up to me, and I think I might be more of a night owl.
Wow. Well, it's cool to know that everybody can figure it out at some point, and it can always change, and that is fine, because maybe by the time I'm 60, who knows, maybe I'll be hanging out until 3 in the morning again.
Exactly.
I don't know how it's going to work. Dungeon Meowster KJ's in the chat this morning. So is Kiki Low. Kate Zaid was here 33 after the hour, actually. Kiki Low opened things up in the chat, which is very exciting. Good morning to you, Kiki. I am JF Downs is hanging out with us as well. Everyone who's with us, Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, GamingMorningShow.tv. If you don't know who Kim Chica is one of my favorite streamers on the internet and is a fantastic proponent, and I would actually venture to guess hashtag indie game expert.
Oh, snap.
Is that high praise?
Wow. Yeah. I do play a lot of indie games, yes. And I also develop them. So I feel like I do have some authority on the subject, although expert, that's, I hope I can earn those accolades for sure.
I mean, we were able to finally figure out that Sports.Gaming's video game knowledge comes straight from his pancreas. So I don't know, maybe there's an organ inside you that's like, this is the source of all that expertise.
Like I said, the kidney. I'm trying to also think of what organs are in my body, and at this time of day, I'm just like, kidney, heart, what else is there?
Jenny's like, wait, there's supposed to be an anatomy test today? inside of
Clearly
Friday
not a
Night.
scientist. Clearly not a doctor.
Someone who is a doctor, Digital Doc Games, is in chat this morning. Good morning to you, Digital Doc.
Top of the Mora.
The Geriatrics Evening Show, something to look forward to in Ryan's old age. Try to make that happen for you. We have the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming News coming up. That's going to happen in about 15 minutes from now. We're going to have birthdays this day in gaming history. So if you have a birthday that you want to celebrate, please let us know because we have that on the way at 6:50 this morning. The news will be extra interesting because we do have Kim Chica to share some information, including a lot of what happened with the Nintendo Direct yesterday. But for the first time, I honestly think in maybe over a year, I'm gonna convey a news story in the segment. I'm scared.
Whoa.
I'm scared.
Whoa. You got this.
Okay. I don't know what I'm talking about, but we're going to try to make it sound like I do. I guess that's not much different than any other show that I've done. In all seriousness, though, for those who haven't had a chance to meet you yet, describe what we can expect when we do have a chance to stop by twitch.tv/KimChica.
So generally when you come into the stream, my goal is to make a space that feels comfy and cozy and a place kind of like a cafe. I call my stream the Kim Chica Cafe because like a good coffee shop, a good neighborhood coffee shop, I want you to be able to enter and feel like you can hang out with friends, chat, discuss what happened during your day, maybe have like a game club where we talk about the games that we're playing on stream, but also like a good coffee shop if you want to hang out and just absorb the atmosphere and just be a part of the space and not have to talk. That's also good too. So and in the Kim Chica's Cafe space, we focus on indie games primarily. I like to discover and highlight games that you may have heard of, but most likely have not really dived into. And we have started playing more AAA stuff on the weekends. So I've started Zelda Breath of the Wild for the first time, and that's also been quite fun too. So generally a very cozy and thoughtful space is what I like to think of it.
Yeah, I definitely think you accomplished that. It does have that feel of the cafe as you described it, and I'm someone who can fit both of those roles, whether I want to sit over on the side and just kind of eavesdrop and listen and feel like I'm part of it, or be able to come across over to a table and be like, I want to be part of this conversation, please. That would be fantastic. Check it out, twitch.tv/KimChica. And Breath of the Wild, I've watched many folks play that game. I didn't realize you hadn't played that before. My kids are in the process of, like, they both have Switches at this point, so they're always like chip swapping. I'm sure there's a term for it, maybe. Like
what the kids do nowadays.
Well, they play a game for like 25 minutes, and it's like, hey, can I have Minecraft? And I guess it was probably supply though. When I was a kid, like I had one game for like the 6-month period of time, right? So I probably wasn't swapping as much as they can.
Yeah, I was actually just talking about that with a friend the other day where, like, we got gifts. We got video games about 2 times a year. My brother and I both have, like, summer birthdays, so we would each get a video game in the summer, and we would get a video game in the winter. And so we had that, like you said, 6-month span to just lean in, play that game as much as possible until the next game came out. So it was it's definitely different. It is the geriatric morning show. Back in my day, when I had one game to appreciate.
I mean, we named it GMS for a reason, I suppose.
Yes, yeah.
The G word can change at some point, but figure it out. Jack is here. Good morning to you, Jack. Happy Thor Day.
Oh.
Did you know about Thor Day?
I did not. I do. It's this Thursday. I did not know it was Thor's Day.
Oh, I get it.
Maybe that's the lore. The
sitting
Thor lore.
I'm sitting here looking at Thor lore. I'm looking at the days of the day, and I'm like, I don't see this one on my list, and so I thought maybe I was getting a curveball all of a sudden. It's National Umber-ella-ella-ella Day, which I think is an ad-lib from Mike for the Rihanna song, but I could be wrong. If it is in fact just Umbrella Day, I'm all up for using a Rihanna lyric to describe it. So there you go. It is also Plimsoll Day. Plimsoll Day. If I asked you what a Plimsoll is, would you have any idea?
No, none at all.
So Mike
No
highlighted
thoughts,
this
head
for
empty.
me. Thank goodness. Apparently it has something to do with like navigating in commercial sailing or commercial shipping or something like that.
Oh, fancy.
Because it was Umbrella Day, and so then my brain was like, isn't like parasol like another name for an umbrella?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that makes sense.
So I was sitting there thinking like, okay, maybe we're being tricked, but this is
Plimsoll.
Plimsoll Day. It's also National Home Warranty Day, so if you get any phone calls about your car's extended warranty, you can try to tell that person, I'm actually only interested in home warranties today. Thank you. National Flannel Day, National Giving Hearts Day, and National Teddy Day, as in teddy bears, today.
I've been playing a lot of Pokemon, so as soon as you say Teddy, I think of like the teddy bear Pokemon and the Ursa, what is it, Ursa Luna or whatever.
Are you playing the new one?
Pokemon. Yes, and I am really loving it. It's so fun, and it's like the perfect for me to just like wander around and like throw Pokeballs and just escape for a few minutes. I love it so much.
Down says Plimsoll is like a tennis shoe. Downs, but it says it has something to do with commercial shipping. Now I'm confused. Can't do this on a Thursday. It's terrifying. But our topic of the day has to do with brownies, which this is, again, the best part of Gaming Morning Show, and it's a chance to talk about food. Now, yesterday, as you may see on your chat, was National Pizza Day, and so we were asking you yesterday, what is the best kind of pizza? Since you were not able to guest host yesterday, or Nora, I think, technically was asked, because I would have asked you if you could have guest hosted yesterday, but I am able to ask you today. We'll let you have one retroactive shot at something. What is your favorite kind of pizza?
I would have to say I love a good classic pepperoni. Like give me a good pepperoni with extra cheese on it and I will be so happy. But second place goes to a Hawaiian. I do love a good Hawaiian pizza as well. Give me that pineapple, give me that sweet and savory. Oh, love it.
I'm happy I'm at the stage where I can like nitpick, pizza meats. Which, by the way, that made me laugh. Pizza meats. But you have pepperoni, which I agree with you. But especially when you get like the curly pepperonis, right? That kind of like boat up.
Yeah, you get a little bit, like just a little bit of that pepperoni like grease in there, and then the crunches at the top. It's like that texture is just unparalleled. It's so good.
And then with Hawaiian pizza, I'm with you as long as the Canadian bacon isn't like, I don't know, CD sized. And then you have to really intentionally like take a bite to make sure the whole thing doesn't slide off.
100%. It's all about the size of the meat.
In pizza, it's all about the size.
It's all about the size of the meat.
Off to a great start. Welcome.
I should have had some coffee before.
Maybe. It's not too late, and we do love our coffee. So if you do have any coffee recommendations for us, that would be appreciated. It is also National Cream Cheese Brownie Day. That is today, because yesterday was Pizza Day. So I only brought this one up because I love any opportunity to bring up cream cheese, because as you may or may not know, I'm not a lover of sauce, and cream cheese is a version of sauce. It's kind of like a cheesy sauce that's harder. It's a dip. I don't know. I don't like cream cheese.
Okay, I'll let that happen. I don't know if I agree if it's a sauce, but I'm also not a cream cheese fan, really. So I'm okay with that.
Thank you. Wow. Not alone in this world. It makes me feel so much better. Because you get bagels.
I'll support you.
Thank you. You get bagels and they're delicious, right? But I'm perfectly content with just butter.
I do get cream cheese on my bagels, but I don't like it when they're like loaded. It's just don't let me like swim in the cream cheese. Let me just have a little taste, a tiny taste, just to give the bread a little bit of something. But I don't like cream cheese in my pastries. I don't like cream cheese frosting, and I am not a fan of cream cheese in brownies. So there we go.
It's gonna be a fantastic show. feel it already. Because listen, brownies are super underrated. Like, especially even like, I don't know, store-bought brownies that you get. Like, especially there's this pack that you get at Costco, which is like Ghirardelli and
Yes. Oh my gosh, I have that in my cupboard right now.
Do you really?
It's like the jumbo box with just like pounds of brownie mix in it. Yeah.
That takes like 8 minutes to make. It's great.
Perfect.
You're sitting there, you're like, oh man, I had a great dinner. Evening's been fun. I really want brownies. If only I had a tank of brownie mix that I could make into an industrial-sized tray of brownies within the next 8 minutes. If only.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The only thing that I wish I had was one of those brownie tins that look like the maze, because my favorite part of the brownie is the edge pieces and the corner pieces. Give me those, like that nice crispy corner. But I have a regular, old style brownie tin with only one edge going around the perimeter. So I need to get one of those cool maze ones. I remember the As Seen on TV sort of commercials for it. So that's my next kitchen goal.
If anyone locates that for us, please throw that in Discord, and we'll make sure to send it over to Jenny. Stat. Top of the moron, Lady K, Quiet I Am Gaming, and Earthling, as I mentioned, all here.
Top of the moron!
We're going to talk more about this in a second, but we have one other cool little debut. And that is today, for the first time in recorded history, Kim Chica will play Rocket League.
Oh, yeah.
Can you believe it?
I'm a little nervous.
Never have once played a single game, right?
Nope.
The debut.
I downloaded it solely for this opportunity, for this show, for you, and everyone who's listening.
And we're very excited about that. We're eager to see your Rocket League skills. In general, day-to-day, how good of a driver are you?
I would consider myself a great driver. I would have to say historically that does not translate into game driving from my experience. And I'm also, you know this, Hefty, but I am not a sports person. And so Rocket League combines two things that I actually don't really enjoy generally, which are cars and sports. So I'm intrigued and excited to see how this goes.
So you've kind of solved my other side of that question, which was going to be, well, that's good that you're a good driver. And this is a game that combines two things, soccer and driving. So how good are you at soccer? So kind of proactively answered that for me.
The one thing about soccer that I did love was the fact that as a kid I played it, and I had no actual conception of what the goal was other than like kick the ball. And so as a child, there are home videos of me just with no regard for any rules, just sprinting to whoever had the ball and attempting to kick. And that's all I cared about. And then my brother, who's not too much younger than me, he would be sitting in the background, and he actually was really, like, as a kid, very clean. And he would just make sure his cleats, like, he would sit and pick the grass out of his cleats. And so we were just kind of this hot mess on the team, and did not do youth soccer after about 2 seasons. So
did you say there's video evidence of this?
There is. It's somewhere at my mom's place on VHS. So I'm quite excited to maybe ask her and see if we can find it.
Someday, if you can, I will commit to spending an hour of my time to mix the greatest of Kim Chica highlights with some sort of like traditional sports highlight reel music.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
I could even do TV highlight voiceovers for it if you'd like.
Oh, snap.
I have experience.
I will have to find, I'll try and get those VHSs, because there's a couple. Again, in the time period where my mom was attempting to make us sports stars, she tried to record our early beginnings and then quickly realized it was not the path that we were going to take in life.
Great moments in sports history. Be great. Top of the moron.
Good moron.
To Jordy Jaspers here. So it sounds like cream cheese and brownies. It sounds like may not be alone, because I also just don't really like cream cheese in brownies. Quiet said cream cheese and brownies? I have not heard of that one before. Lady K said cream cheese in brownies? What? So apparently we're not alone. According to nationaldaycalendar.com, of course, the brownie has been around since the 1800s, but was first documented in 1906 in the cookbook, the Boston Cooking School Cookbook, according to this website. There are hundreds of cream cheese brownie recipes. However, we also enjoy them cut up into parfaits and mixed in ice cream. Add a dollop of whipped cream, berries, or a sprinkle of nuts and fruit, and they become a decadent dessert in their own right. Adding cream to the batter once it's poured into the pan and swirling it around with a knife gives the finished product an elegant look. It even suggests a celebration when you look at it. No matter how you enjoy cream cheese brownies, we are sure that you will find one that you like.
I have to say, I remember eating brownies with like swirly things in them, but I think those swirly bits were like caramel. So I think that for me is better. I like that Dungeon Meowster mentioned I love goat cream cheese, which I didn't know existed, but now I'm like, I need to go find that because I love goat cheese. So perhaps goat cream cheese is the way for me to go. And I've just been missing out all these years.
I haven't tried it either. Big fan of all sorts of different types of cheeses, so I'd give it a shot. I'm far more adventurous with my cheeses than I am with my sauces. So there you go.
I'm also just curious now, just what sauce, what you define as a sauce, because this is so perplexing to me that you're defining it as a sauce. Sorry to derail.
No.
But this is like critical information.
This is important for everybody to know, especially if someone would be here for the first time. They'd have to wonder. So I'll give you a glimpse, courtesy of our friend Bob. Hey, Bob, tell Jenny about the sauces.
Gravy is a sauce. Sauces aren't dressings, and marinades are early to the party.
We've thought about this a lot. So
Marinades are early to the party.
They're not sauces yet. They'll get there. It's 6:27 West Coast, 9:27 on the East Coast is 2:27 for those watching GMS in the UK. We have Rocket League debut with Kim Cheek on the other side of what is now time to get the news. I'm going to be interim #video game expert, and then I'm going to turn it over to somebody who actually knows what they're talking about, and that is Jenny. It's time for the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming News, and it is still Thursday, February 10th, 2022. So thank you for being here, wherever you may be. This is me in the newsroom. Wow. I love what I've done with the place. I really made the curtain extra orange for the news. So, looks good. I'm going to take you on a trip, a journey, if you will, to the world of PlayStation, because there was a lot of Nintendo news yesterday, so I figured I would be the one person to bring you something to do with PlayStation. And that is according to Liam Croft of Push Square, that PlayStation Plus has dropped its paywall for PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 online games this weekend. Now, I will tell you that one of my favorite things that PlayStation has done, and I don't know if others have done this, and you can tell me, is, like, for example, Sean has a PlayStation 5, and we were able to play a spy game, Operation Tango, because he was able to give me a friend pass, and so I didn't have to own the game, but I was able to play with him in the game. Is that more common than I realized?
You know, my multiplayer is a little bit more limited in experience because I love solo games, but I do know like Steam has something similar with Steam Remote Play, so it's exciting because I hadn't heard of it on the console side. So I love that this is something that this seems like they are leaning into and doing. That's really cool.
Yeah, I want to say there was another game, and I want to say it was It Takes Two, but I'm not entirely sure about that, to be honest. But it was really neat. And so point being is PlayStation Plus this weekend is available basically without a subscription. So 12th of February through the 14th of February, paid subscription won't be needed to take part in some hectic multiplayer action, according to Croft and PushSquare.com. That includes Monster Hunter World, Fall Guys, and NBA 2K22. Again, all part of this promotion for free play. And the offer actually extends to PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. There's other titles, and of course, then if they're going to try to have you buy games for Valentine's Day and other things, because I think Valentine's Day is on Monday. So, if you haven't had a chance to enjoy PlayStation Plus recently, you can do so this weekend, according to Push Square. How'd I do? That was my debut of doing the news.
You did great. This is awesome. This is awesome news, and you did a great job covering it.
Well, here we go.
No reason to be nervous. No, none at all.
Here we go, though. It's now your turn. For more of the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming News, we turn to our correspondent. Here's Kim Chica.
Oh, snap. All right, well, the big news that happened yesterday that I was very excited about, and the more this show progressed, the more excited I became, was we had a Nintendo Direct yesterday. There were lots of titles announced yesterday, and I am taking a look at the IGN article by Adam Bankhurst, who really did a great job compiling everything announced. And some of the highlights included Xenoblade Chronicles 3. That was actually the closer for the event yesterday. It looks like it's going to be probably obviously to most folks, but I'm not familiar with Xenoblade, so it's continuing Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which came out, I believe, last year, going into more fantastical robot adventures. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, interestingly enough, is getting paid DLC, which is interesting because Mario 8 is a Wii port to the Switch, and so it's interesting that Nintendo is choosing to continue this as a subscription-esque service more than perhaps instead of doing a Mario Kart 9 announcement. But honestly, I personally just picked up Mario Kart 8, so I am not complaining. Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes was announced. That looks really amazing. Mario Strikers, Nintendo Switch Sports was also announced. Some of the highlights, though, for me personally, because again, there was tons of titles listed, was the Chrono Cross remaster for Switch coming out April 7th. Oh, I'm so excited. It's the Radical Dreamers edition, so that means in addition to the remastered Chrono Cross game, it also includes the Radical Dreamers text adventure that was previously available on, is it Satellaview? It was not available in the US. I believe it was only available in Japan. The other really exciting news was Kirby. The trailer is just so flippin' cute. If you're a Kirby fan, it looks like this will be really great for you to enjoy just more of this squishy, adorable buddy. One of the highlights of the entire Direct was the announcement of mouthfeel mode in Kirby.
Excuse me?
Which, whoever localized that, I'm like, maybe we should have rethought some of this wording. But mouthfeel mode seems to be just Kirby puts his mouth on stuff and becomes of that stuff. You gotta see it to believe it, I guess.
So the only time I feel like I've ever heard that referenced wholeheartedly is when I've done wine tastings.
Right. Well, and for those who aren't familiar with Kirby, usually the thing that Kirby does is eat an enemy and, like, once consumed has that enemy's power. But what's interesting is it looks like Kirby isn't wholly consuming. Like, there's this amazing moment of Kirby just, like, being a car, but by putting his mouth over the car. It's just so funny to look at and adorable, and all the Kirby memes are really cute. But yeah, Kirby just looks phenomenal. That's coming out late March, I believe March 25th. And then the final announcement that was really exciting for me was that Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings, which is also known as Mother, are already on Nintendo Switch. They dropped on Nintendo Switch Online yesterday after the Direct. So if anyone wants to play Earthbound or Earthbound Beginnings, which again was known as Mother in Japan, you can now play that, which is so cool. Never thought that, I didn't think it would happen this soon. I figured it'd probably happen eventually, but that was really exciting. Oh gosh, now that I'm going through, I'm like, there's so many good other announcements. Live Alive is coming to the West for the first time. It looks like another JRPG in the veins of Octopath or Chrono Trigger, or, those sort of classic titles. And again, that was one that did not happen in the West, did not come to the West previously. Portal 1 and 2 will be on Switch later this year. It was a jam-packed Direct. I personally loved it. I thought they had so much just for everyone there. except for anyone looking for Silk Song or Breath of the Wild 2 news. May you all rest in peace. I'm sorry for the disappointment yet again.
Sean said that it's usually either like one game really talked to in depth like forever, or just everything, and it sounds like it's skewed a little bit more toward the latter, where it's like you got a whole bunch of information and new games or new things that are on their way. So
yep, so really great. I highly encourage you, like, this was such a minute, recap of what happened. Really go look and see all of the titles. There's a lot more that was announced. Those are just some of the highlights for me personally. But yeah, really, I thought a great direct that covered a lot of, first party titles, a lot of unexpected news. And what I'm excited for is later in the spring, Nintendo usually has their Indies World or Nindy Direct. So look out for usually it's around March or April, where they have a special direct focusing on indie games. So I'm excited for that too, because I think 2022 is going to be a very, very good year for games coming out on the Switch.
And speaking of which, what's our third news story of the day?
Yeah, so perfect segue into the next story, which is, let me bring it up because in my excitement, was clicking on the PlayStation news that you brought up. So the wonderful Nicole Carpenter. Nicole wrote this one. The wonderful Nicole Carpenter wrote an article about 22 indie games to look forward to in 2022. That's a mouthful to say. What's really exciting is that a lot of the games featured on this just range in terms of the perspectives of the creator, the types of games. There are 22 games, and I can't read them all, but some of the highlights for me include Venba, which is from the developer Visaya Games, and it's a narrative cooking game based in 1980s Canada, and it's all about this Indian mother who is tasked with restoring her recipe book that she brought from India over to Canada. And it's all about family and love and loss, and all through the lens of like a mom cooking. And I have not seen a story like that in a game in a long time, or ever really. So that's super exciting. There's one called Dordon, which is just absolutely beautiful. That's about this child scrapbooking through summer adventures, and it's got this watercolor style that, if you can take a look at the trailer, it's just absolutely beautiful. Small bias moment. The game that I'm working on was also announced in this. It's called Spirit Swap Lo-Fi Beats to Match 3-2. I was really excited we were included. And then another highlight for me is called She Dreams Elsewhere. I've been looking forward to this game for so long. Made by Studio Zavir, who's led by Davion Gooden. And this game, if you are into like Persona likes, JRPGs, just psychological and super aesthetic games, this is a game for you. It's about this person who is going through a surreal adventure in her dreams, and it looks like it's going to be phenomenal, and the music is really good. Definitely not one to miss. And yeah, there's just a whole bevy of titles. I think this year's going to be really exciting, especially just seeing the variety of voices on this list. So yeah.
And that is from Nicole Carpenter of Polygon, and that is your Gaming Morning Show, Morning Gaming News. There typically is a part in this thing where we will tell you what is out today, and then we will pick a name of the morning. It just dawned on me today that, well, I don't have that list that Sean uses. And we've shared it somewhere between the 4 GMS hosts, and it exists somewhere, and I probably even could have tried to find it on a Google page or something. So anyway, I'm sure there's plenty of video games that are out today, and if you'd like to play them, you should. Is that succinct enough? So
yeah, that's pretty good advice.
And as Sean will also do when Sean decides that there's no name worthy of name of the morning. Oh good, Sean's in the chat. Just gave me exactly the list that I was looking for. So go to that link and you can see what's out today. But the winner of Name of the Morning is Quiet I Am Gaming. So congratulations. Our GMS Name of the Morning is Quiet I Am Gaming. So that works. Woof.
Whoop.
Yeah. figuring it out. It's fine. I love that your game was featured in the article from Nicole on Polygon. How excited are you? What's this game about? You have to give us like the rundown, because there's plenty of folks, I'm sure, who don't exactly know what you were talking about. It'd be great to hear.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. So, one of the roles that I hold in the game industry is that of a producer. I'm working on a game called Spirit Swap Lo-Fi Beats to Match 3-2 with a wonderful team at Soft Knot Week, and we have a whole just wonderful team of contractors who are bringing this game to life. Basically, this game is a mashup between a narrative adventure where you get to know your friends, explore, date, smooch, do all of those awesome